So for once, we're actually going to start in the actual studio as opposed to outside of the studio. The secret to my tone is really these two jerks. You jerks. No, that's Lumpy and Gus. Lumpy and Gus. I get asked all the time about my Vicoustic panelings from Vicoustic North America. They're based somewhere over in Europe. I can't remember exactly where, but they were nice enough to come treat my room several years ago. And I've kind of become identified with it, which is pretty cool. This is a mini guitar of my signature Hyperion from Rob Scallon. That's Pinky and Mario. Mario lights up. We're gonna leave him lit up for this. You guys have seen my Schecter baritone. This has Fishman Fluence Classics in it. Evertune bridge. This has been on a lot of videos, and it's a great guitar. This is my '88 Ibanez RG140, Roadstar RG140, which is only made for 1988. And it's currently not in working condition and needs a serious fixing up. This is a 2009 Schecter Blackjack ATX Solo 6 that has been on a ton of stuff. I basically built my channel with this guitar. I call her Betty White. She's a great guitar. A lot of songs have been written on this guitar. There is a Mastodon Blood Mountain lithograph. It's signed by the band that Bill Kelleher sent me. I'm trying to get all the little stuff out of the way. You guys always ask about the little stuff after I miss it. So this is my main kind of go-to rig when I'm listening back or recording or just wanting to dial up some guitar tones. This is a Mesa Boogie Triple Crown. And the 212, Mesa 212 that I toured with and played in Rest Repose. And an Ampeg Micro VR, which is actually a great sounding amp. For most of my bass tones, I always have a Darkglass Super Symmetry compressor in front, like on the I print it on the DI going in. For all the guitar stuff, I always use a decimator. I usually bounce between this and a Smart Gate. I usually power them with the Pedal Train Volto. This is my Little Labs Red Eye 3D Phantom. This is a DI box and reamping box in one, which is just a phenomenal box. You guys have seen these before. These are JBL LSR 308s. These are Neumann KH120 monitors. I use the bigger ones to check the low end. In my desk, on the right bank, I have power conditioner, Persona Central Station, Focusrite Claret 8 Pre interface, a Korg Pitch Black tuner. This is an Audioscape SSL G-channel compressor. It's very nice sounding. This is a patch bay to plug all the stuff in and route it, and a 2 Notes Torpedo Studio. I just got this compressor and it's really nice. I really love it. I just got the patch bay installed because for the longest time I couldn't use this stuff with how I had it wired in. I had it wired in static, so basically it was the JDK R20 preamp into the R24, and then one side would go into the Warm Audio WA76, and then into the one input of the interface, and that's all I could use it for, which I use it mostly for that. I use that signal chain to talk and record my voice for FAQ Mondays. But if I wanted to use it, if if I wanted to use this on snare, for example, I couldn't do that. So it just made sense to finally get a patch bay. Everyone always asks what my computer is. It's a late 2012 iMac. All the specs are maxed out. Solid state drive, 1 terabyte. Has the big video card. Has the biggest processor you could get at the time. I believe it's a 3.4 gigahertz i7. I actually really love it. I've never had a problem with it. This is my main vlogging camera. This is my tried and true Canon T5i. I use this for vlogging still because when you're vlogging, you're taking a lot of footage and the file size is much, much smaller on this rather than my Canon 80D, which I use primarily for all the gear videos. The file size on this thing, because the sensor and the resolution is so much higher, the file size for the videos is like 3 times the size of the Canon. So, like, I'll be taking this, I'm currently preparing for NAMM tomorrow. I fly out tomorrow, so I'm getting all my stuff together, some road stuff I made a video about, and I got extra batteries and a charging battery and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's the desk. This desk is an Argosy. Argosy desks are just awesome, and I love it. This is the controller for the central station. So how I have it hooked up, you can have either this input, or this set of monitors, this set of monitors, and with either one of those, you can always hit the third set. Now I have it wired so the third set coming out of the central station is going to the tuner. So at any one time when I want to tune a guitar, I'm still plugged in, I'm still plugged into the amp, and I simply just hit C for the tuner. And I have the tuner on. Since nothing else is playing while I'm trying to tune, the monitor out just gets sent to the tuner, and I have a tuner. I don't know why I didn't think of that a long time ago. I only recently did that like a month ago. Onto the amps. These are basically the amps that I run these days. This is an Ampheat 1. This is an amazing amp. It's made in Germany. It's basically a cross between a Friedman and a Bogner. Really, really nice. This is my Rhodes Gemini that I toured with in Rest Repose, and use this all over the place and never let me down. I love this amp. This is a completely stock Mesa triple rectifier. It's a 1996, and I always wanted a triple rectifier, and I found this for a really good deal, and it was basically mint. So I grabbed it, like a weak person that I am. This is a PV 5150 block letter. This is a very early one. This is inside. It's dated, I believe it's March 92. Really, really early. This is my custom-made Rev Generator 100 Mark II. One of the first Mark IIs out. Love this amp. There's tons of attack and lots and lots of clarity, and it's super, super tight. I use this amp all the time. I actually use it for the clean channel a lot, and this was the amp that was used on Rob Scallon's Metallica 1 video, where a bunch of different hands and arms are playing Metallica's 1 on his 8-string. This is what that guitar went through. This is a Mesa Boogie 50 Cal Plus. This is the 6L6 model. This amp is most famously used by Pepper Keenan in Corrosion of Conformity and the First Down album. Has a real nasty, kind of real aggressive attack on the gain channel, and it sounds really, really nice. And I've contemplated getting rid of it because I don't use it that much, but every time I plug into it, I'm just like, man, I shouldn't get rid of this thing. This is a modified dual rectifier. This is a 1994 dual rectifier. It's modified by Will at Third Age Amps. Has the thunk mod. Probably one of the best sounding Mesa rectifiers I've ever heard, to be honest with you. And I've had a lot of them. I've owned a lot of rectifiers. None of them compare to this amp. For some reason, it has this really pronounced low-end presence that's incredibly tight. That, you know, the triple can't even come close to. I mean, it's kind of flubby compared to this guy. It's kind of like a Rev E spec rectifier. This is a PV Triple X2. This is basically a rebadged PV JSX. PV called me, actually, while I was on vacation in California, and they said, hey, we're moving everything overseas, and we found one of these amps in the box from 2011 in an engineer's office under his desk. And it's new old stock. Do you want this? And I said, yeah. And they sent it to me. It was very nice of them. A few of the amp designers and stuff watched the channel, and they were nice enough to send it to me. I do need to get a video out for this. It's a really great amp. I always regretted getting rid of the JSX. So this is exactly like the JSX, except the fat switch actually does something on this version. On the JSX, the fat switch doesn't really do anything. This is a Randall Century 200 Mark II. This is the Dimebag Darrow amp used on Vulgar Display Power and Far Beyond Driven. I was contacted by a viewer, and he asked me if I wanted it. And I said, can I send you my address? That was pretty much that. I'm very lucky to have this amp. This is an incredibly rare amp. And you just don't see too many of them these days. He was the original owner as well. Very, very cool. This is a Fastback 212 that was made for me many years ago, and it has Celestion creambacks in it. I used to use this a lot on the channel. This doesn't really see much use these days, but it does sound really, really good, so I've hung on to it. Let's see. I have a bunch of mics, headphones. These are patch cables for my patch bay. Just a bunch of mics, SM7, Howell PR30, that kind of stuff. What else? Should we hit the guitars? So this is a Balaguer Hyperion, and yeah. Pretty crazy. I took the pickguard off on this, but this is serial number 1. This is the very first production model. And this is the one that I toured with Rest Repose. And I was on the Sleep City tour, and it's a little beat up and a little dinged on top and all that kind of stuff, but currently has Fishman Fluence Classics in it. Love this guitar. This is my custom-made Seafoam Green Balaguer Hyperion with Devin Townsend signature Fishman pickups in it. This has a roasted maple neck. This is the only one with a roasted maple neck. Joe had some roasted maple left over from Bo Burchell's signature guitar from Salesman, and I'd always kind of jokingly talked about a Seafoam Green guitar, and he made it. And it's one of my favorite guitars I own. It's so stable and it sounds so incredible. This is my 77 Gibson RD Standard. Still has my original Fastback beard combers. I'm debating whether or not I should change them or not. I don't think I will. I don't really want to put actives in a guitar this old. This is a very heavy guitar. It's all maple. The necks on both of these RDs aren't super stable, so I don't use them too often. This is the 77 RD Artist. And everything has been changed out on this. This has been refretted with stainless steel frets. Has some beard combers in it and Tone Pro's gold hardware. Hip shot tuners. I mean, I had this built for the road because when I got it, it was in pretty sad shape already. Let's see, which one is this? This is Patty. I have two Tobacco Burst Les Pauls, and I call them Patty and Selma. And this one is my first Les Paul I ever owned, and it's a very special one to me because it's got a lot of wear. I don't know, you probably can't see the wear. I'm gonna take it in here. It has a ton of wear on the back just from playing it, and it's a little screwed up, but it plays great, it sounds great. This guitar was primarily used for the Sleep City record, and it just sounds incredible. It's really, really heavy. It's a 2012 Les Paul Traditional. I've changed out most of the hardware, and it's been fret leveled, and it just is an incredible guitar. And this is Patty's sister Selma. This is another Tobacco Burst. This is a 2014, and I got this from the Stratosphere, like the parts place online, and it was just a body and neck, and I put all the hardware on it. Has a set of Fishman Fluence classics in it. Rechargeable. This is slightly lighter and a brighter guitar. Tons and tons of cut. This is a 2014 SGJ that I actually sold once, and it arrived with a crack that you probably can't see. It's very slight. It's right where the fretboard meets the neck, but basically it was a victim of UPS. And the box was crushed and basically came back to me. So I had it repaired, and I kind of just kick it around just for whatever. This is a 60s Tribute SG with downtone pickups in it. These are about to come out, and a set of Fishmans are going to be put in this place, and this is going to be a guitar, a humbucker guitar in E standard. This is a cool guitar. I've held on to it because it actually feels really good, and the weight is really good. It's like 8 pounds. This is my Mexican Telly with the Greg Koch Fishman pickup set. It used to have gold hardware, but the Fishman set comes with this control plate, and the control plate only comes in chrome. So I had to change everything back to chrome hardware. This is just an E flat standard. This is a really cool guitar. Feels really good. Has a good weight to it. It's like 8.5 pounds. This is a really, really cool guitar. It's dusty. This is a 2015 Mexican Strat that I got on a guitar safari with my buddy Tavish, Carly Rae Jepsen's guitarist. We went and picked him up, and we went guitar hunting for him, and I ended up getting the guitar. Hilarious. This has a set of the Fishman single coils in it. This is a very, very cool guitar. This is my original 1995 Strat that I got for my 15th birthday in 1985. And everything has been changed out on it, including the neck. It had a rosewood neck on it, and the neck is kind of messed up, and it's in the closet behind the amps, but It has the lace sensor configuration that Billy Corgan used to use in the 90s with the Smashing Pumpkins. And I've played so many shows with this guitar. For the longest time, it had a humbucker in it. I had a DiMarzio Super Distortion, but I sweated that out. And in went the single coils. This is a really, really good sounding guitar. I've been at a few sessions here at the house where we're recording stuff for like a local blues guitarist or something like that, and this ends up being used because it just sounds so good. This is a G&L Rampage that I actually don't like. It has just a Gibson humbucker in it just to have it in it. It's not hooked up. I actually don't like the neck on this. It has an incredibly flat radius of 25 inches. So it's basically completely flat, and I hate that. So I never play it. Fender Jaguar bass. This bass actually sounds really, really good. I used it for the higher tune stuff, like E flat. It's been set up and sounds really, really nice. This guy is my 2015. It's a Mexican Fender jazz bass. And I've put a set of DiMarzio pickups in it. It's the regular set. I don't remember which set. It's just the regular set though. It's nothing special. The J set. And this is an amazing sounding bass. Put that back. This is my tried and true Schecter P Custom that Schecter sent me back in 2013, I think it was. The giant humbucker in it. Incredible sounding bass. The neck is quite big on it. It's a lot of bass to play. I usually prefer my jazz. But for low tune stuff and aggressive sounding bass tones, this is the bass to have. All right, that's the guitars. This is my string section. Ernie Ball has been so lovely to deal with. This last year I switched to Ernie Ball strings and they've been wonderful to work with. I need to open these up, try them. I'm about to do a comparison between M Steels, Cobalts, and regular Slinkies. Stay tuned for that, it's gonna be cool. Bunch of picks, custom picks, West Repose picks from Dunlop. Chris is wonderful. Here's some lenses, 24 millimeter. This is a 50 millimeter. And I believe this is a 40 millimeter, yeah, 40 millimeter. Label maker. Some pedals. Positive grid, bias distortion. Maxon, KDHK, a couple of PRA wireless units. Box for my POG that's on my pedal board over there. DI unit, reamping unit. Some MXR Dunlop stuff. A couple of Crybabies. Shinjuku drive. Modified overdrive, EVH flanger. Dunlop has been so good to me. And dealing with them is just always a pleasure. Yeah, here's some more Dunlop MXR stuff. Got some fuzzes over here. Got the Joe Bonamassa fuzz. Trino overdrive, GT overdrive. Alexander Oblivion, Elephant Skin, Base Fuzz, Fishman Battery. That's not actually the Devon set, that's a classic set in a Devon box. The original prototype for the Positive Grid bias head. This is a mid-90s custom order Mesa Boogie rectifier cabinet that belonged to Art Alexakis of Everclear. He used to tour with a stack, and I believe this is the cabinet that was used at Woodstock 99 and was also on their appearance, on Everclear's appearance on Conan. Still has the settings up here for a rectifier. This is an extra 2 notes torpedo. It's just cables from when I was in the band. Rest repose. It's my old pedal board. This is a Rode NTG2 that you are hearing on every FAQ Monday for like the last 2 years. These are some lights that I recently got. They're LED panel lights, and they make life much easier than these big guys. They don't throw out nearly enough light to compete with the big guys, but when you only need a little bit of light in the corners when I'm at my desk or something like that, they're wonderful to have. There's a Dynamount microphone robot system that I haven't even opened yet. That's basically it. There's Gus again. That's basically it for the studio tour. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them down below in the comments. I think I covered everything. I think I got everything. Hopefully this time I got everything. But if I didn't, I apologize, and yell at me. You should just yell at me. Well, I'm off to NAMM, so until next year, unless there's something really big, like if I get a new desk or something like that, I don't know why I would, but unless there's something big, I will see you for next year's studio tour as well. I love you all. See you soon.